Welcome, readers. Ready, set, go! In the heart of a quiet forest, a golden hive hung from the branch of an old oak tree. Inside, the hive buzzed with excitement. Today was no ordinary day. It was Job Day, the exciting time when young bees were given their very first jobs to help their hive stay busy, happy, and strong. All the young bees gathered around the queen's waxy throne. She sat tall and graceful, ready to give each bee an important job. A job that would help keep their buzzing world in perfect balance. Every little bee had something special to do. Some became house bees. They kept the hive clean and cozy and cared for the baby bees snuggled inside their honeycomb nurseries. Others became guard bees. They stood at the hive's front door, watching for danger and buzzing loudly to keep everyone safe. And some were chosen as field bees. They flew near and far, visiting flowers and fruit trees to collect golden pollen and sweet nectar. But there was one job even more special than the rest. The greatest honor of all was serving in the queen's court. Only a few lucky bees were chosen to care for the queen, feeding her royal jelly and making sure she had everything she needed. In the middle of the crowd was a young bee named Buzzy. She didn't want to clean. She didn't want to guard. She didn't even want to fly through the fields. Buzzy dreamed of being beside the queen. To her, the queen's court was magical, graceful, important, and admired by every bee in the hive. She hoped with all her little heart to be chosen. But when her name was called, Buzzy's heart sank. She had been chosen as a field bee. Buzzy was so disappointed. A field bee? That didn't sound special at all. After the job day ceremony, Buzzy flew to the queen's throne and politely asked to join the queen's court instead. But the queen's decisions were final. No changes could be made. If Buzzy wanted a different role, she would have to wait until the next job day. The next morning, Buzzy watched as the queen's court fluttered and fussed around the queen. Her heart sank. With a heavy sigh, she turned and slowly made her way to the hive entrance where the field bees were gathering. The lead field bee gave the morning instructions. Today, they would visit flowers and blossoming fruit trees, sipping nectar with their long tongues and storing it in their honey tummies, special bellies made just for nectar. They would also collect pollen. It would stick to their fuzzy bodies as they moved through blossoms, then get packed into tiny baskets on their back legs. Once full, they would fly home to the hive, pour the nectar into honeycomb cells, and brush the pollen into nearby cells. The nectar would become honey, and the pollen would be turned into bee bread, a soft, squishy food made just for growing baby bees. But Buzzy barely heard a word. Her thoughts were still up by the throne, wishing she were part of the queen's court. While the other bees zipped off with excitement, Buzzy fluttered slowly toward a quiet sunflower meadow. She landed gently on a tall sunflower and rested between its golden petals. The sun was warm, the breeze was soft, Her wings drooped and her eyes began to close. Before long, Buzzy was fast asleep, and soon she began to dream. In her dream, Buzzy was finally part of the queen's court. She polished the queen's wings and fed her rich royal jelly. But suddenly, a guard bee burst into the throne room with terrible news. The field bees had not returned. There was no nectar and no pollen, so no honey could be made, no bee bread for the babies. Even the queen's royal jelly had run out. The queen grew weak, and Buzzy, tired, hungry, and helpless, could no longer care for the queen at all. Buzzy jolted awake. Her heart was pounding. Buzzy rose from the flower, her heart buzzing with new understanding. Her dream had shown her something she hadn't realized before. The hive needed the field bees. They brought back the most important ingredients: nectar for honey, pollen for bee bread, and food for the queen herself. Without nectar and pollen, no other bee could do their job, not even the queen. Buzzy's wings stirred with new purpose. She closed her eyes and tried to remember the lead field bee's instructions. Sip the nectar, pack the pollen, buzz back home. Sip the nectar, pack the pollen, buzz back home. Buzzy wiggled her way into the heart of a sunflower, her fuzzy body brushing gently against the soft golden petals. She sipped sweet nectar and gathered golden pollen, tucking it carefully into the tiny baskets on her legs. Then she fluttered to the next flower and the next, visiting each one with gentle care. She still didn't realize there was another reason her work mattered. A secret gift she was giving with every visit. As she moved from flower to flower, she was carrying pollen between blossoms, helping the flowers make seeds and helping the seeds become new flowers. Later, as Buzzy rested beneath the shade of a golden petal, a gardener and his granddaughter strolled along the edge of the meadow. The child squealed with delight, pointing to the sea of blooming flowers. The gardener smiled, taking in the colors: reds, yellows, and golds dancing in the sun. All around them, sunflowers stood tall, stretching toward the sky, thriving, blooming, growing, thanks to the quiet work of tiny wings and pollen-dusted legs. Buzzy hadn't been chosen for the queen's court, but out among the sunflowers, she found something even more important: pride in her role. She was helping her hive, supporting her queen, and making the world bloom. Because every job matters, even the ones that don't seem special at first. Just like Buzzy, we all have a part to play in making our homes, our communities, and our world a better place. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below to let us know what you think. Bye!